Hey, what is up, everyone? It is Rich. Alright, I wanted to do a tribute video to Ken Kelly. Sadly, he passed away yesterday, and 76 years old. That's not super old, honestly, but Ken Kelly is a very iconic painter, artist, and well worthy of a tribute video, so I thought I would get on that and do that. Ken Kelly probably inspired a lot of people to do art. He has a really interesting backstory. He has a very interesting mentor. This is going to be a great video, so stick around, because if you're a Frazetta fan, there's some really interesting tie-ins with Frank that a lot of people may not know. So I'm going to hit Wikipedia. I have a couple of things open just to there was a couple of things of interest that I wanted to point out. So let's see, where did the other one go? Oh, here it is. So this is from Ken's website, but Ken is the nephew of Ellie Frazetta. First off, Ellie Kelly. So he's actually related to Frank Frazetta, or Ellie Frazetta, however you want to look at it. And Ken, when he got out of the army and served in Vietnam, Frank kind of took him under his wing and showed him how to paint. And so there's stories. It was interesting because when I've heard Frank talk about it, and he never said it was Ken, but he said, he would have an artist that would come and watch him paint every night, and I guarantee it was Ken. And Ken learned a lot from Frank and really does some very cool Frazetta-isms in his own work. Ken's work will have definite similarities that you'll see to Frank's work, but anybody that was into fantasy at that time probably was influenced by Frank. But I thought that was kind of cool. And then there was one other thing that I wanted to pull up just really fast, then we'll get into the art. I have a lot of art open, so it'll probably take like 20-25 minutes. It won't be super long, but yeah, so he's done albums he did Rainbow Rising. Okay, now I did not realize that the Rainbow Rising cover was him. That is a awesome piece of art. He did Destroyer and Love Gun, I knew that. And he also did Ace Frehley's Space Invader Frehley. Man of War, bunch of Man of War album covers, and Storm Burner, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize he did Rainbow Rising. That was an awesome album. Album cover. Shoot, I almost wish I had it in here. But anyway, 50-year career, and yeah, sadly we lost him. So really interesting. I'm just so tripping out. So it's so funny that she was Eleanor Kelly, Ellie Kelly. That's got to be pretty neat to be able to go watch Frank Frazetta paint every night. So anyway, this for probably a lot of people, or Love Gun, would have been their first introduction into Ken Kelly stuff. Now, if you're older, maybe not, but this is like, I mean, I'm sorry, there was a window popped up and I didn't want. Yeah, this is a big deal, and this piece has been emulated so many times. There's so many variations of other bands that have done shots like this, and anyone in particular that was a fan of like rock music and superheroes and all the thing probably was a Kiss fan. So it's just very cool. I remember my friend, when we were in 3rd grade, he took wax paper and like redrew this whole cover as like an art project for school, and spent a lot of time on it. But he went in and just, with wax paper, it's almost like vellum, but you can draw on it and it kind of creates like an imprint, pulls the wax off. But yeah, so pretty neat. We don't really need to go in order. I have a better scan of this, but this is Kiss Destroyer Resurrected, and this was the original, like an original version of the painting. I've got a better scan of this, so we'll move on. Oh, here it is right here. But yeah, Kiss remastered and kind of went in and sort of put some original tracks back on, original guitar solos that were not on it. And this is the cover. It's actually very cool. I like it a lot, actually. Peter looks cool. Ace is a little melty. Gene's awesome. Paul looks great. But yeah, it's really cool. This is interesting. So he did this is, I guess, a Swedish version of it. Not a great scan, but here's Ken at like a comic book convention or a Kiss convention or something like that. But I have some really, really good, more high res photos of him with art and stuff like that. This is really interesting too for Kiss fans. This is Ken posing for the piece. Another artist's in good shape. Yeah, really interesting. I had never seen these photos before, but that's actually pretty badass. Love the folds on his clothes right here. Obviously, they don't wear bell bottoms, and the pants are blacked out, but pretty badass. And he's got like the upshot. It's so cool. Okay, so let's get into some paintings. I've got a whole bunch. I mean, again, you definitely will see the Frazetta influence in his work. There's no two ways about it. But Ken's really good. I had a lot of fun actually getting this video together and enjoying his art. It's got a very fun, like I wouldn't call it cartoony quality, but his colors are quite bright and stuff like that. And so it's a little more kind of like animated because of that. It feels almost like a He-Man art or something like that. Look at this. This is great. He does some badass stuff. I mean, like, he definitely learned some good shit from Frank. I mean, I can't even imagine being able to spend one evening watching Frank Frazetta paint, let alone multiple, and he might have done it hundreds of times. I mean, I can't even imagine that experience. That's crazy. So cool. Oh my god. Dude, that's worth its weight in gold. This is from 1990. His signature was really throwing me off, and it took me a while to get the video together because I kept going like, this can't be him. This looks like CWCAA. I don't even know. Like, I was really trying to figure out what it said. Oh man, this stuff is so great. Look at this. This is really cool. I'll zoom in more, but man, he gets some beautiful blends with the paint. This is all just so awesome. Fuck, he was really good. Really, really good. Man, it's awesome. It's incredible how many artists Frazetta influenced and inspired. You know, it's really like something that it's just impressive. He's a legend. I could definitely do like another Frazetta video, but I think I've got so many on my channel, and we've got all those great interviews with Sarah Frazetta. Need to turn over some other stones, but man, this is so badass. Oh my god, Ken was amazing. Look at this. I gotta get a book of Ken's work. If they have like a nice hardcover coffee table book, I would totally get it because I love this kind of stuff. So it was great too. This is a little tighter than Frank, but really, really masterfully done. And it's the thing is what makes it challenging is the tighter that you paint, the more accurately you have to represent like anatomy and like the arms and legs and stuff like that, and it kind of can slow down the piece. One thing that Frank does is he suggests things. Within that suggestion, it definitely opens it up to interpretation, and then the figures Frank's figures are very dynamic to begin with, but the tighter you draw, it is harder to have things look completely like they're just blazing fast or whatever. But Ken does a real good job with it, and again, his colors are great. I don't know, I can't even imagine how long like a painting like this takes. It looks so complex to me. Yeah, I have no idea. This is kind of cool. Love Gun. So Love Gun is the other album that he did for Kiss, the cover for. Really, really iconic. So many people love the albums. This was great. This was one of the first pieces I grabbed. '60s and '70s just had such badass artists. I mean, he may have done this later, but the imagination and creativity that came out of those two decades is pretty phenomenal, and it just, you know, This is that same picture. Here's a pencil drawing of the Love Gun album cover. I don't know when this was done, if this was a prelim or if this was something that he did later as maybe like a commission or recreation. Hard to say. I mean, it could have been submitted to Kiss. Kind of don't think so because the costumes are so on point with the original piece. And this could even be like a fan's recreation, to be honest. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know. This doesn't look like Ken. This looks like someone redrew it. So we'll move along. So it was a tough video to get together because it was a lot of stuff to go through. This is really nice. But yeah, I think that last piece, in my opinion, might not have been him. It could have been if it was done quickly, or I don't know. Something was off on it. This was great too. This reminds me a lot of like some of the art that you might see for some of the Dungeons and Dragons, like Dragonlance stuff. Like this could have been a Dragon magazine cover, no problem. The color palette, the painting techniques, the tightness of the piece. Again, it's tighter than Frank. But really, really nicely done. Here's the Love Gun album cover. Bam! This was cool. Look at that. Man, what a great piece. God, it's so good. So I wasn't intending on doing another video today because I'd already done the Adam Hughes video, but Ken's definitely worthy of a tribute video, so I wanted to make sure to get this up. There he is. This is something that people forget too. It's like artists, rock bands, musicians, whatever you want to say. We end up being kind of like what would you call it? Like a sometimes people forget that they're humans. Like, he's a guy that gets up in the morning, gets coffee, sits down, and he works. It's work what we do. People get kind of sometimes they forget that you know, Ken Kelly is a man, Frazetta was a man, and that they worked really hard on their art, and everyone has a different path in life, and you know, to continue and do art for 50 years is an impressive feat for anyone. 50 years. You know, this is really good. But yeah, you know, I think because it makes me think of Boris, where people sometimes are nasty about Boris. Boris is a guy that can paint better than fucking probably 95% of the people that want to do fantasy art out there. So to talk shit about him is like, it's like, all right, we'll throw down. What do you got? You can paint as good as Boris? Probably not. So it's just one of those things. So this looks like a prelim for Space Invader, although it might be the finished piece. It feels looser to me than the actual painted cover. I have the album, I could look, but oh man, this is so good. But you know, like someone like Ken, people might just brush him off as like, oh, he just copies Frazetta. It's like, all right, copy Frazetta this good. I'll buy you a paint set and get you some canvases. Show me you painting like Frazetta at this level. You can't do it, all right? So take the trash talk. Go do something with your life. Meow. Look at this guy. He's a saber-toothed kitty. Oh, this piece was awesome. Man, this is kick-ass. Guy's like, oh shit. 1976. Man, that is cool. Really, really cool shot, actually. I like the perspective that he's got here where we get to see the tops of these mountains. It's really nice. Man, that's cool. So it's interesting. So Ken would be about 20 years younger than Frazetta. I'm trying to do the math in my head. Frank was born in 1928, and if Ken was 76, that would mean he was born in the 50s. So That's interesting. So he was maybe even close to 30 years younger than Frank. Am I tripping? No, my math is off. They would be 20 years difference. Um, so that's interesting. So when Frank was in his 40s, Ken was, I mean, in all intents and purposes, was a young man. From what I understood on the Kiss pieces too, was that they initially did, because Gene Simmons is a big comic book fan, that they initially did approach Frazetta, but Frank wanted too much money. Frank had already gone through book publishing and all that, and he didn't want to really do any of that shit. So he would just throw out crazy numbers, and if someone wanted to go for it, then he would do it, but it wasn't like his first choice. And so Ken ended up getting the job. Now I don't know if Frank recommended Ken or whatever, but man, this is cool. Nice pose. And it's possible that on some of these, Frank may have actually even given him some tips or even painted little bits and pieces of it. I mean, it's not completely far-fetched. If Ken was working on a piece, in particular when he was learning, he might have taken it over to Frank and said, hey, Frank, can you help me with this? I don't really know how to do this technique or whatever. And it's quite possible that Frank threw a little paint on some of the canvases. Oh, this was really cool. Oh, this is nice too. Said this could be right out of a Dragon magazine cover. This bridge is great. Oh man, that's good too. I like the little ones. Oh, yeah, we saw this one already. And we saw this already. And we saw this already. This is cool. Mark Humar. Let's see this one. Yeah, see. This, well, it's signed by Ken, so I know it's Ken. He must have done some recreations of the piece. This looks different than the other one. The faces are a little bit tighter because this girl's face in the middle that's leaning back was really crooked, and some of these were crooked too. He may have been doing it like for conventions to sell, just to make a little bit of extra money off of it, because Kiss fans, get a pencil recreation of that piece, for, I don't know, whatever he would charge, would be good money for him. Milk it for all it's worth, right? This was an interesting piece. It's a beautiful painting. I wasn't really crazy with this guy's, like, the hair and the face was a little, like, almost too tight, but I like parts of it a lot, like the door and this opening and stuff like that. But yeah, this it's a little crooked, like his nose and mouth and stuff like that is a little off. The black too really it locks you into this spot right here, but it's really cool. His hand is great too. And the blue really looks great. Man, it's awesome. This could have been a prelim too. I'm not 100% sure what the circumstance of it. This is nice though. In some ways I like this. Like, this could have been actually pretty interesting. Okay, we saw that. And here's Ken. Okay, so he does have a book. I'm gonna have to get that. He does have a store on his website, so check it out. This big crocodile is really cool. Yeah, he gets real bright colors. We saw that. This was a prelim for Love Gun. Would have been an interesting cover. It's like the groupie scene. Oh, it's funny. this was great too. Man, this is nice. You can see a little bit of a silhouette of a plane right there. Oh, that's really cool. He did a nice job. The perspective on the ground is really interesting. Man, it's crazy. You can see this has got a little bit of a looser paint application. It's a little less tight, and it really looks good like that. You know, that softer, more blended line tends to really look good. This is great too. Oh, this was awesome too. God, man, this is great. You could see Frank maybe lending a little helping hand on this. I don't know. Can we see what year this is? 73? Does it say? No, it can't. It probably isn't as old as 73, but man. Some nice painting techniques in here, that's for sure. Damn. It's really cool. Really, really good. Man, that's awesome. That's a cool piece. Oh, we saw this one already, but it is really cool. There he is again. He has some really, like, I wish that they were bigger photos, but he's got a lot of pictures on his website of him, like, holding paintings or standing next to what would you call it, like, easels with them on it. They're really cool. It's really fun to see the size of the painting and then sort of the person that created it, like, next to it or holding it. I really like that. More artists should do stuff like that, because it really kind of brings it home that, like, he created it. I think it's nice. Nice touch. We saw this. This we saw. We saw this. Saw this. Sorry, converted the files. A lot of times when I, yeah, see, this one was a little more wonky. Peter Criss's face is a little weird, Ace's kind of thing. But this, do you see how it's more crooked? We saw this. Saw this. Saw this. Saw this. This we saw. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, that's what it was. I opened them twice because I wanted to make sure I had everything open. So we probably, I think we're done. All right. Well, rest in peace, Ken Kelly. Man, he really, really great artist. And very iconic. And again, just someone who probably influenced a lot of people to draw or be creative, you know. Kiss was huge. And his work on Kiss is so iconic. And if you like this work, definitely check out the Rainbow Rising album cover if you've never seen it, because it's really good. It's like a fist with mountains holding a rainbow, but man, is it cool. Just want to make sure that there's not any other piece in here that we missed. Oh, no, that's it. All right, you guys have a great day. Rest in peace, Ken Kelly. Huge loss for art fans and Kiss fans in general, and I'm sure there'll be at least some tributes. Probably a lot coming from the Kiss fans, to be honest. But okay, thank you. Talk to you guys later. Bye.